This is the unboxing of my new Zune Home AV pack. It's November 13th, the Zune version 2 release date. And I got my 30 gig Zune right here, updated with the newest firmware. Stayed up till they updated it, but yeah, so this is the Home AV kit. Comes with the AV cables, a dock, a remote, a charger thing, USB charger like outlet thing, and yeah. So I have the old dock. It's pretty stylish. It comes with the cable. I had the Home AV pack before, the old one. That's my USB charger right here, and the other one is a little thinner now. I have 3 docks actually. There's one right here with my brother's Zune and it's syncing with the new firmware, and there's a dock right here for my Xbox. So that one is hooked up to my speakers, this one is hooked up to my PC, and the other one's hooked up to my 360. And I also got the remote, the old remote here, and I'm going to be comparing the two. So here's the Home AV pack. Time to unbox it with my X-Acto knife. Just got delivered about 10 minutes ago here by UPS. Open the first flap. So that's the top. Put my knife away. Here it is. So here's the new remote. Wow, feels a lot different. I like that. It's got the squircle instead of the circle on this one. This one is lighter than this one, but I've heard this one is no longer magnetic. Doesn't seem like it is because it'd be being pulled on this a little bit more. This is the infrared port, just like on this one, and the battery comes out the bottom, just like on this one. The only difference I really see, this one doesn't have Zune on it, but it doesn't have the volume control on it, which is kind of a pointless thing with the new firmware. The old one, for some reason when you had your Zune docked, this up and down didn't raise the volume through your speakers if it was plugged into the speaker port on your dock. Only these two would. Now it's either one. So this is basically, these two buttons right here are useless now because you can just use up down. So whatever. That's the remote. This is the new dock. It comes with the USB cable built in, which I don't really like because sometimes if you have your Zune in a case, you need to pull the cable out of the back of the dock and put it into the case. In this case you can't. But it's kind of better because now when you buy a dock you actually get the cable, seeing as I've bought 3 docks and every time I buy them they don't include the cable. Now they do. To prevent damage to your Zune and the dock, use the correct Zune adapter. For more information, see the setup manual. Says that on the bottom. It looks like it has a rubber bottom. It's really nice. This is the infrared receiver, and that's the dock port. It looks like this is for the Zune 8, the adapter that's already on there. The manual for the AV pack. Actually no, this is probably the quick start, and this is the manual. So here it is. Here's the cable. Pink tip on it. I guess it's part of the Zune's theme of colors. I think this cable is actually a little longer than the old cables, which I like because my other dock is not really that long enough to fit in the back of my computer without like stretching it. These are the other cradle things. This is for the 80 gig, this is for the 30 gig. For now I'm going to be using this. I'm getting my 80 gig today. This is the new charger. It's a lot smaller. I like that. And the USB port is now on the bottom part instead of on the top. And this is the new AV cable. I don't think there's any difference between this and the old one other than design. And maybe it's a little longer, I'm not sure. I don't think it is though. So, yep, here's the new AV cable. Not much to see there. Let's try this dock out with the 30 gig. And let's put in the 30 gig. Maybe it goes the other way. Nope. I've never had a dock with interchangeable things before because I never had an iPod or anything like that, so this is probably a new thing for me. Okay, that just snaps in, and it looks like it actually centered the dock connector. It actually looked like it moved it a little. Yeah, that dock connector is actually movable, which is pretty cool, I guess. So let's dock this thing. There, it fits in nicely, obviously. And let's plug it in. I'm gonna use this one for my speakers, and I'm gonna use this to replace my old charger and give my old charger to my brother so that he can have a dock in his room. There's one more thing about this dock, is if you remove this in the back, you get the video selector, and you can use component cables along with the other part of the cable, with the composite cable that it comes with in the AV pack. So that's pretty cool if you want to use this for your TV. But I hardly even use AV out on my Zune, seeing as I got a 360. I can just display it through my 360. I know that the new Zune displays at a 720 by 480, I believe, resolution, which is pretty cool, but I'm not gonna need it. So I'm just gonna compare these two. This is the old charger, and this is the new one. I didn't really know why they had to make this thing so ridiculously huge. I mean, it's not really doing that much, just charging it. I like the design on this one a little better, like the looks, because it looks like it has kind of like a double shot effect, almost like the Zune itself. This one, it's kind of just plastic, you know. This part kind of does shine, but this whole thing is shiny, which is nice, but I don't really look at it, so whatever. So here's my new dock. This is a new remote. I did notice that the Zune, the new update, also adds a weird new click sound. I kind of like the old one better, but one thing I don't like about this new one, mostly, is at low volumes, my speakers, you can barely hear it through my speakers. If you put the volume up all the way, you can hear it fine, but other than that, I don't like that. My old one used to be pretty loud for that. So I'm using the new remote. Pretty much the same as the old one. One thing I heard was that the old remote doesn't work that great with the new dock. I'm gonna test that out. Pretty much works exactly the same. I don't really see any difference other than the weight of the new one and the new not as many buttons and the squircle. And I kind of like how on the squircle on this, it's not shiny like this, because one thing I noticed about on the old Zune was the only part that would usually get scratched up was this circle right here. Hopefully the squircle is like this and not like this shiny thing, so that it doesn't scratch. So yeah, that is the new Zune Home AV pack.